Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome, everyone. This is episode 116 of the NgoVo Convo podcast, where two stupids make a... Right?
Hype?
Hype.
I don't know
Right.
if it's hype this week.
It's
I don't
weird.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But... Yeah, I don't know. But I'm one of your hosts, Harrison O, and I'm joined by Veronica Vo. She's right over there. She's checking
Right
out.
here?
Yep, right over there. If you're watching, right there. Yep, right there. You're right.
Right there.
Yep. Nope. Too far.
Nope. To left.
It's okay. I'm bad at directions too. But if you're new here, we both just want to excuse to talk about anything that ranges from anime to comics. Really, this one not really cleaning up our backlog. It's just kind of making our backlog harder. But
Yeah.
some would also say, Veronica, that this is also us, just us, the two of us, conversing.
Wow. Like NgoVo Convo, NgoVo Convo. Logos above Harrison's head.
Right there.
You're trying to throw me off.
Yep. Yep. But if you can watch every episode on youtube.com or listen to us as a podcast by searching up NgoVo Convo on your podcast service of choice. In this episode, Veronica, we're going to be talking about show quality.
Wow.
Really just like our thoughts on like what's going on. Because if anyone's been, if anyone listens to us, we've been on a
fatigue.
A slump. Fatigue.
Yeah.
A downer, some would say.
A downer, yeah.
But yeah, show quality. So I guess it's kind of, if we talk about spoilers, we'll kind of like try to signal, or if you just hear the title of the product, or I say product, but like show or like movie,
Yeah.
maybe skip, like tab over on the arrow key a couple times.
Yeah. Couple times.
30 seconds, maybe 6 times.
Maybe.
Who knows? But Veronica.
Harrison.
We're going to start with the easy one.
Okay.
I say easy one as in with show quality.
Mm-hmm.
When do you think this started dipping?
COVID.
What? COVID, right?
2021, I want to say.
Did you feel... Well, okay. I know a lot of people will point to that, but out of curiosity, do you feel like shows were already kind of in a weird spot before then?
To me, no, because I think I was really excited in 2019 and 2020, like especially those 2 years, because things were coming out that like were interested, like that I was interested in, or
Wait,
just like kind of
what?
like.
What comes to mind?
I think The Witcher is probably one of them because I don't play the game.
Okay.
I mean,
okay.
Henry.
Let me rephrase this then. Okay. Show quality. Didn't it already feel like it was kind of weird in streaming versus cable?
Yes.
Because it feels like the direction, it was already at this point in 2019, right? But it feels like the trend was to go on streaming. So when you mentioned Witcher, I'm only saying because Witcher is a Netflix property. Oh yeah, because
Witcher's on Netflix.
So
yeah.
At the time, did it feel like Netflix had like a higher quality?
Oh, definitely.
Because of that?
Yeah.
Because I think for me, I noticed it with Daredevil.
Ah, yeah.
Because at that point, I think I was on a superhero kick, like everyone else.
Yeah, like everyone else.
Like you were watching, you'd watch like us. We watched like Green Arrow and the Flash and all that off the CW. Maybe some like other like Titans was on. I forget what was on.
I think HBO Max or something.
No, it was on something else before that.
Was it something on something?
Maybe,
okay.
maybe not.
Maybe.
And there were some like other shows too.
Yeah.
All that stuff. It feels like it was on TV, but then you'd wait until it gets onto streaming to watch. That's what I did, at least.
Oh, that's what I did too.
Yeah,
I know. The next day, you just watch it on like CW.
Yeah, on the website. Yeah.
Yeah, on the
Instead
website.
of sitting there on in front of your TV,
waiting for cable and like.
I remember
the ads
my brother
coming on.
would occasionally, depending on how hyped he was for the show or the episode, he'd watch it live TV.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
which had some excitement to it, honestly.
It did.
Yeah.
Like the anticipation, right? I know. And so with that, I know that, so for you feel like with the pandemic, that's when it just like shot everything.
I think it was because like we had we can talk about streaming services again, because we did talk about it like about a year ago, but we can probably do an updated version eventually. But it's just like during COVID, Disney Plus came out, and
Yeah.
they were like, that was like the hype, basically. And then, you had like Hulu already, that was already established, and you had Netflix that was already established, and then Crunchyroll, but those were like kind of like already there.
Yeah.
And then as COVID stayed and we were like in this pandemic,
Paramount
there
Plus
was, like,
came out of this, right?
yeah, Paramount Plus came out of this, Peacock came out of this, Amazon Prime Video came out of the woodworks. Like, Prime Video is like low key though, because I always forget.
I think it's always happening though. I think
it was always happening.
Been a thing, but it ramped up over time, I think.
Yeah, but that one's like really quiet, and then like you get kind of like K-dramas have their own like streaming services. It's a lot.
Yeah.
So I think like as these streaming services like start churning out, it's just like so many shows like came at us at once.
Yeah, but I think that's because at the time with pandemic, things were already kind of being halted, right? Production and so I think at the time for streaming, it may have felt like there was a lot, because to me, I don't know, just so you can hear it, to me there was a lot because they were able to just push these onto the streaming service, so it felt like there was a huge like flow of like content coming out. But it's really just old shows. I felt like, I don't know that you down in the comments, let me know if you felt that way too, because it felt like there was a lot at the time, because it was like, oh, there's so much to watch. Or maybe it's because now we're locked at home, we're stuck at home, we can start watching stuff again, like you did with anime.
Yes, with anime. No, but yeah, the quality of shows to me really took a turn when you kind of like think about where these production companies and like producers want to divert, or like even just like continuing making seasons when it's not necessary.
Yeah.
Like Netflix is a great example of doing that. Or
of doing what?
Or of doing diverting. So The Witcher is one of them. Or what Netflix is great about doing is that they'll make a really good show for one season and then cancel it.
And then axe it.
Yep.
Kill it off. It's dead.
Kill it off. But then they keep like the shitty shows.
Yeah, it's so weird. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Part of me is like, is it shitty because like the production value is like very low? So it's easy to like just check it off, right? That's something like I don't look into, because at the end of the day, it's not something I care about it, but it's not what I'm consuming, right? My brother, you've talked to my brother about this, I'm sure, and he will spout the statistics off.
Oh yeah.
Like random, he's like, "Oh, this movie did bad because it made this amount of money in the box office," but in reality, it's good points, and I'm like, dude, this is actually a good thing. I just don't look for it, because at the end of the day, I just like, if it's bad, it's bad.
If it's bad, it's bad.
I don't need to know if it does any worse, but it's actually interesting to know that it did that much worse, and it actually kind of feels better once I hear it.
Yeah. And then like they're like MCU, we've been talking about our superhero fatigue.
Yeah.
But like MCU is another great example of being on a platform, Disney Plus, and being gatekept, but then dropping so many shows and like movies in like 2 years, and now look where Phase 4 was at.
I think it's kind of like it's a double-edged sword, where part of it is the audience wanted more. We were hampering. It was always an event to go watch the movie, right? A new movie dropped in like Phase 1 through 3. A new one dropped. We got to keep going because it's building up to a point, and we knew this. And then it happened. Endgame happened, and then pandemic started because we started this podcast.
WandaVision was our first episode.
Yeah.
Crazy enough.
And honestly, wasn't too bad.
No.
But also we didn't know, we also couldn't, if you watch our review now, I'm sure we sounded very like wishy-washy, like, oh, this is good. This is cool.
But
we get to watch it at home.
Yeah.
And I'm sure like it did pace a little bit weird, but I'm sure it'll get better over time. They're just figuring it out.
Then they had their formula, the 6-episode formula. And then they were like churning stuff out, just like, oh, this is only for streaming. And then flipping the switch and being like, oh, but it's now only in theaters. And it will be in streaming 3 months from now, like from the date it dropped.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
I'm sure you feel the same way about the superhero fatigue because we've been complaining about it all summer.
Yeah, it's really hard to say because I feel like the quality and you hear train that's on my end.
That's yep.
Otherwise, look left and right just to make sure.
Looking. Just kidding.
No, Veronica's more fatigued than me. I still kind of have some hype at times, but
I'm
not
like
not that
over
much more. Not that much more though. I will say not that
like
much
like
more.
a little bit.
Just a smidge
like,
of optimism,
like a
right?
smidge, yeah.
Just a smidge, just a dash of optimism.
Just a little salt with it.
Yep. And when we talk about superhero stuff, it's hard because I want it to be good. There are times when like the little comic book nerd is like happy to know that this is just being produced. It's getting.
Oh yeah.
Because right now, okay, that's the other thing right now. I think superhero fatigue is real because one, the comics right now, it's not that great. It's not in a great spot, I'd say.
I
stories
haven't been
are
keeping
like
up with the comics.
the stories have been kind of okay or just like handled poorly.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like it just feels off. I don't know what it is. I know some people may enjoy it and that's fine. That's good. I'm glad. But for me, I just can't. I think that's where I'm like, okay, if it's not good here, let's go watch these movies. Let's watch these shows.
Yeah.
Which at the time, there's not that many. I think it's just super saturated.
Oh yeah.
But now
I think
with
that's
the quality,
what the issue is now, though, right?
it's too many, right?
There's too many. Like DC EU has officially ended, and then James Gunn's like DCU's kind of like ramping up in the future.
Yeah.
So like Blue Beetle is a good example of like, is he in DCU because he was accepted by the audience, or it's just like he will be in the DCU because that's like part of his contract with James Gunn, or like, you know, whatever the back end stuff is.
Yeah.
And we're actually for the first time not going to watch Blue Beetle in theaters. Like this is like the first time where we both agreed that we should wait till streaming services just like to watch it at home.
Because it's more topical podcast, I think the reason why we're doing that is because I don't know about you, I felt kind of burnt out in trying to keep up with new stuff, when in reality the goal of this podcast was kind of to discuss shows in like a more laxed environment, and versus like a fast paced. Like we're not trying to review these for sure, we're just trying to watch things that we like, and then we try to pump out an episode like, oh, let's talk about how we felt about it, because it's kind of what we do. Like me and Veronica do not live close anymore, so it's like our excuse to like, it's our excuse to just
bond
and like either bond over like this was good or shit on something.
This is bad.
Man.
No, I totally agree. I do feel the burnout, but I think I feel it more of like the superhero stuff than you. And then like I'm a little bit more excited about like the anime.
No, I think animes, if you watch our stuff, if you look at our history of like episodes that we drop, the ratio of anime to like anything else,
it's so big.
I mean, granted, someone here is the head of scheduling episodes, and it's not me, by the way.
I do ask you.
She does. Okay. She does. She does ask.
I do ask you.
I'm just really bad.
I'm always like,
just like,
I'm going to be.
What are we doing? Oh, let me get back to you. 2 days later. I know we said hey, but what the? What are we doing?
I'm just like, we're doing XYZ.
And then me.
I'm like,
sounds good.
Okay.
Good idea.
Great idea. But do you feel like the quality of the show, even before the strike of both like actors and writers, do you think that has a lot to do with it? Because the decline was there for actors and writers.
No, I think it's been a build-up over time, but I think it's because, okay, it is most likely from my point of view, and I could watch video essays on this all the time and all that. It's just, it feels like it's, for me, it's just like, I think it's just been like a snowball effect of we can say pandemic, but I think it's like always catering to the cable or what makes money, what makes what makes these corporations money,
Yeah.
and now that's why they kept switching to streaming, and that's why it's streaming now. It's just like cable.
It's
We could
cable.
do another episode again, like we said.
Yeah.
But
we
I think that plays a role in like the. Now we have to pump out episodes, and how these episodes are crafted, TV versus streaming is already different. It may feel the same for TV or for streaming, but it's not fully. Let's be real.
Yeah.
So I think it's a culmination of like it's just building up, and it's just this is the strikes now is probably just a byproduct of that. It is for sure a byproduct of that.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we already had to deal with like because they don't get royalties or something, right? When it comes to streaming, like not royalties, but the views. Like it used to matter more when it came on cable because it's it's easily tracking views, but when it comes to streaming, the numbers aren't very apparent.
They get nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
They get pennies.
Yeah.
Like literally pennies.
Not saying that they got so much more when it was on cable, but it was it was more steady compared to streaming.
Steady.
When
it's most definitely. Now, do you think when scabbers do cross that line, how much of a decline do you think on these shows will be?
If they start doing it, okay, let's say like let's just point out like a lot of influencers, right? That's the big talk right now. Is like for any actors that do end up taking it, it will be a period of like let's say like the next year or so, where we'll just see these shows happen. They get pop up, and we're like, oh, okay, I guess we'll watch it, but we know the quality is not gonna be good. It's the YouTubers, dude. It's the YouTubers.
Yeah, no, it really is.
When they did YouTube TV or with YouTube Premium, there was a lot of YouTube like high quality production YouTube videos. YouTube series, and it was cool for some for some YouTubers, but it's the difference is that that's the creative space that was already
for that YouTuber.
Yeah. Or they would try to get on a TV show, right? You see these YouTubers get on TV, but it followed the format. I think coming from like how social media is now with the content, with short form, like shorts and like TikToks and all that.
Shorts and TikToks.
It's gonna be kind of different. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll probably see a string of pretty mediocre stuff, in my opinion, is my guess. So the quality is going to be about the same. If anything worse.
What has there been like, have you noticed quality just dipping in all streaming services? Do you think it's going to happen? Like, do you think it has happened in all? Because I feel like some cater to like certain people.
Are you talking? Are we talking when you say it like that? Are you saying like Crunchyroll versus Netflix? Are we talking like Netflix to Hulu to like Amazon? Because I think Crunchyroll is a.
Oh no, I'm talking about like what? Not Crunchyroll.
Okay,
not anime based. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Amazon Prime, let's say, has specific genres they go with, right?
Yeah. Hyperviolence.
Hyperviolent or like
rom-coms.
They had like rom-coms or like they had the Tom Clancy series.
Yeah,
for
they
like
did.
A couple of them, but
Jack Ryan, spy stuff.
Yeah. There's that other one that I'm like interested in.
But you know what's interesting? They were so low key about it. They've been low key.
The promotion's been. I think the promotion's been pretty like lackluster. But when The Boys came out, The Boys, their marketing is like up there. Hell, even like Homelander, Starlight, and what's the Black Noir?
Yeah.
They're in Call of Duty.
Really?
You can buy them as like characters. That's what I'm saying. The marketing for The Boys, I think, is much higher. Like I remember seeing.
But Invincible had the same amount. I feel like of like.
I think it was up. I think now that it's starting to. It started.
Yeah.
I don't think it was as. I don't think they marketed it as high though. Like there's not as much that went into it. There was more than the usual though. I would say, more than the usual, which is almost, which feels like none.
But, for Amazon, it feels like nothing.
Yeah, and that's the hard part. Like with quality of that, you only hear about it when more people talk about it, right? That's with social media now, or you see clips of it on like TikTok or Reels, and you're like, oh, I should watch this show. I've gotten so many for K-dramas. I'm like, interesting. But I think now with the quality, you kind of, hey, do you feel like you ever feel hesitant to start something now?
Yes.
More so.
More so.
I know we've always had the 5-episode, 3-episode, 2-episode rule, but I feel like I'm even more hesitant because I think the show amount, because before it was always like 24 episodes or longer, right?
But now it's like 10
now
or
it's like
under.
10. So I feel like you really have to vet out, like, is this worth it?
Is this yeah?
Or the shows are longer. Like each episode's longer too, actually. So
like an hour and a half.
Do you think?
No. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm definitely more
vet,
hesitant.
Right?
Yeah.
And then do you think? Because I think ever since Netflix started doing it, the episode length is always longer now. It's always the standard. Always feels like it's 45 to like.
It's like 45 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that helps?
No.
It doesn't. It could be
because
a lot
if it's
fluff,
a bad,
right?
if it's a bad show in one episode, 1 out of 8, like I'm not going to want to continue.
Yeah.
Like it might get good in a sense in like by episode 3, right? Which is like the 3-episode rule, but
yeah.
That
but
means I'm already
point,
halfway through.
Yeah.
And
No,
I'm
like
just
with
gonna
Disney,
have to finish it.
With Disney, that's already a third.
Yeah.
Usually.
It's like 1 out of 6 usually one.
But it's weird because I don't miss the TV format either.
I don't either. Remember Arrow was like 45 minutes long?
Yeah.
An hour actually.
Initially it was okay because it had some direction. But I think like by
Yeah.
season 3, for instance, or 5.
It was 4.
Or 7. I'm just saying all those felt like very dragged or like very CW, classic CW drama. That's it. That's all.
Truly. Do you? Oh, that makes me.
Or Villain of the Week.
Yeah.
For Flash.
So the quality of shows. Do you miss? Speaking of CW, do you miss those seasons, like 5+ seasons, or do you like how now theoretically we only have 1 or 2 seasons of something, like Loki?
Okay, so it's hard when the show's good, right? It starts off good and you want more.
Yeah.
You want it to keep going. That's the same thing with MCU, all right? I'll jump into that in a bit. We're going to round back to that technically.
Yeah, we're going to round back to that.
But I don't miss it now because I feel like I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time to like...
Yeah.
I feel like I'm juggling too much stuff.
Yeah.
Back then it was easier when we were like in college and stuff where you could just binge
college.
like leave it on for like a weekend, leave it on for like 2 nights. Overnight, watch it overnight.
Yeah.
I'm sure now like I know for like a fan of a series will probably always want more, right? That's what happened with MCU.
Oh, yeah.
We wanted more, but that's because I think the movies were just movies.
Yeah, we only got 3 movies in a year.
But then now we had like what 1, 2, 3 movies, and then on top of that 1, 2, 3 shows,
TV shows
that may not be important, but then can be kind of important. But then now you have to subscribe to that to
but
find out
only
if
like
it's important.
to certain movies
And barely
stuff.
to certain movies.
Yeah.
You'll get like a detail where I'm like, I always wonder with people, I'm like, did that matter? Did that help? It probably would have helped to know that.
Yeah.
But do you care enough? Not really.
Like us not watching Secret Invasion, but maybe watching the Marvels coming up, and apparently those two have a really big connection. So
100%. Oh no, 100%. I already believe it. It just sucks to hear it.
It does.
But do you miss that? Do you miss like having that much time or like the amount of shows? Because I say that because we like it with anime.
I was just gonna say that we love it with anime.
We get more of it. We're like, yes, give me 24 episodes.
Yeah.
Give me 12. Yeah.
But to me, I think it's because the anime to manga, the diversion from the manga to anime is less, if you get what I mean.
Is that because
most studios do just base everything off the manga for the anime? Most.
Currently, yes.
Currently, yes. Probably back then, pre-Veronica Weeby Land.
Yes and no. Yeah. It's like a
the
mix.
complaint was probably like yes and no. But I mean, right now it's been great. I mean, we have the big 3 all together again this fall. Who would have thought? No, but I love the long format in anime. And I think it's because it's a 20-minute episode.
Yep. I was gonna say, is it long? Because back then it was like if it's 20 minutes, it's like 24 minute or 24 episodes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
This season, standard.
Yeah. Now it's like 22 with 2 minutes of like a really funny, good closer, outro.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's how it is. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But I don't know. I do, and animation's great. That's
Yeah.
probably one of my favorite mediums.
I think that's why people still stick with anime, and I think it's why like with current American TV shows, you either watch because I know you watch like
I
we call
watch
it trash
trashy TV
but like
shows.
live was it what do they actually call it? Like there's like
reality TV shows.
reality TV, right?
Yeah.
There's also
yeah.
like American Ninja Warrior, or like game
Yeah.
shows and stuff.
I'll watch Big Brother. That's a really
Yeah.
good show for me in the summer.
Yeah.
Like Survivor's a really good one. But those have been, I don't mind those.
But I
because
think but no, I think that's the
love
difference.
them.
It's like you go there, you go watch that, you know what you're getting because it's been established for so long, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's why people, I will say, I think for me, I don't, but I used to. It used to be so easy to just have that on at home because it's so easy to follow. You don't have to. I think
You
that's the
don't
one
have to
difference. You don't have to know.
watch.
You don't
Yeah,
have
you
to
don't
know what's
have to
going on.
know.
Maybe
Yeah.
for that season, you're like, oh yeah, that girl used to do this, or that couple was like fighting, like playing against this team and they lost, or like all this stuff.
Yeah.
But it's only for that season. It doesn't carry on to the next season. Maybe.
No. Unless they do like
unless they do like a
All Stars or
returning.
something.
Yeah,
Or
yeah, yeah.
return. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. But I think the factor of like a quality show goes with like writing,
Yeah.
scripting, the acting, the actors.
I think
Like I think a lot of things go into it now, which makes us really picky.
Yeah. Now, okay, we talked about it for the last like 20 something minutes about show quality. What do you think is quality? What do you value, and you may say this is quality. This is what makes it good. What do you think?
But I have trash taste. I don't have standards.
No. But we know. Okay, disregarding trash, like your quote unquote reality TV show,
Yeah.
because
I think-
we complain about superhero movies, but why did we like it before, right? Like,
Yeah.
so what in terms of that, like movies and like TV shows, like in that front?
I think it's the combination of like knowing the actors are going to act
Uh-huh.
well.
Uh-huh.
The production quality is up there.
Yeah.
Unless it's like it has like quote unquote dipped, but like on purpose. Like Barbie's a good example of like on purpose dipping the
Yes, yeah.
quality production, right?
Yeah.
And just like for me, I think it's really about marketing.
Okay.
Barbie and Barbenheimer, the best example of two out of this world movies that we both watched over the summer. That was like not superhero, nothing comic. It was just like a regular movie that we both saw.
Yeah.
But, like,
And I think that's the nice part with like with shows and movies is like we live in a period now where everything has to be connected because that adds right now to me it's like it adds quality, or it adds
Yeah.
a level of detail where we think it's quality. Or no, it is quality.
no, it is quality.
Detail
yeah.
is good. Like, oh, this is so good. That's
Yeah.
why I think that's why everyone gravitated towards like MCU because everything was interwoven and it just felt tight, right?
Yeah.
But now it's
Yeah.
like too tight, and it's like,
A little bit.
yo, chill just a little bit.
Yeah.
Safe word.
Save it for later. But I also think like the marketing, but also like how they portray the movie in the trailer. Because Barbie and Oppenheimer, their trailers, I watched them both. Not what I expected out of both movies.
Yeah.
I mean, Oppenheimer a little bit more because I already knew what was going to happen in Oppenheimer. But Barbie was like, what?
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
to recap, you say like the marketing, would you say the surprise factor?
The
From the
surprise
marketing?
factor, just knowing the actors that are going to be working on it.
And it's funny when you say the surprise is important now because now I think you're right, and it's just funny. I just want to see
Yeah.
what you say. It's funny because now a lot of trailers do give away too much,
Yeah, they do.
and then you start learning, oh, that's all the good parts, and the rest of it's bad.
Yeah.
So, and that's weird to think sometimes because I remember I was like, man, do you think I asked like one of my friends one time we walked out, we're like, I was like, do you think they just show that the trailer just to get people in, and you realize that's all they have, so they can't. They know it.
They know it, yeah.
That was me
But
back
I
then. Yeah,
mean-
now I know. 100% they know it.
But here's the thing. With MCU phase 1 through 3, the trailers had fake scenes in it.
Yeah.
Endgame, Infinity Wars.
See, that's the fun. It's so
That
weird
was
now.
the
I thought
fun
that was the
part.
fun part because I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's not what happened in the movie. But
Yeah.
then remember there was a lawsuit, I think, when they were like,
Yeah, there
oh, they
was.
lied to us about the end game and all that. It was false advertising.
False advertising.
I was like, damn it, it's not wrong. But there's the fun.
But-
there was some fun with that.
Yeah. There's some like mysteriousness to it.
But
like,
some people take it like a lot. Some people, I expected this. I should have gotten
I
this.
should have gotten it.
I
But
mean-
hey, both trailers on YouTube have so many views on it though. People always go back to it and watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree for most of that. I think for me, the quality, it stems from that, but I think I enjoy, even if the marketing and all that and the actors aren't in it is good, like I'm like ready to see, like, let's say like certain like Ryan Reynolds, right?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Typical dude response. But
Yes.
even if that's all the case, it could still, I think for me, plot is still king, and that's why the strike right now is really important. If the writing is not good, even if the marketing got you and you paid this amount of money, it still feels bad if the movie's, if you sit there for 2 hours and you're like, I liked the first 15 minutes
the last
or the
rest of it
last,
was
like,
shit.
yeah. I think in addition, I think writing and plot is still important, but that's like the easy
yeah.
one. No, so I liked how you gave the perspective of like the marketing is good important, because I think that adds to the quality too. That shows that like, there could be something good. Yeah, video effects, but like you said, if it's on purpose,
Do you like
it's on purpose.
soundtrack? Your brother
Yes.
would say soundtrack is a plus if he knows
Yeah.
the composer.
I think if music is good, it adds to the cinematography. But I don't think that this is, oh, that's a good
Tricky,
question.
huh?
That's
That's
tricky
tricky.
because part of me wants to say it's not that important, but then when I say that, I'm like, no, but it is, because if
No,
the
but it
music's weird and
is.
it's out of place, it's bad.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, it would apply to quality. Yes.
Yeah.
It's not something I would look for right away, but if I hear it and notice it, I'm like, this is good. Like Oppenheimer.
Oh yeah.
I think
Christopher
Oppenheimer's
Nolan,
usage, like sound effects usage, was like
yeah,
good.
it was
so good.
great. It's because Christopher Nolan knows what he's doing. Every movie he's done, he just knows what
He
to
knows
do with the
what he knows
soundtrack.
to do with the soundtrack and the sound
Yeah.
effects. And yeah. Do you think there's a chance it'll get better after the strike?
I don't know.
I think it will, but
I don't
it
know.
will be years,
Yeah. I think we're in a slump right now.
because we have to.
As a consumer, right?
Yes.
We're consumers. Like
Yeah.
they want to cater to us. So if there's no one
Yeah.
to
I mean,
write,
that's why.
act, like what are we gonna like pay
Watch.
these streaming services for? You know?
People will cancel and they're like, I'll sub
Yeah.
when things are back.
Yeah.
So I hope, and that's why I always want to add vote with your wallet, because it does impact.
Yes.
It may not feel like it, but it does to some extent.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
And at times it doesn't. And you're like, well, shit, this corporation really sucks. And that's when
Yeah.
you find out. Then you really vote with your wallet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at us. Not talking about shows. We're topical today.
Talking
Wow.
about the show.
We're talking about the shows.
Yeah. Oof.
Big oof.
I don't have anything else, just because it feels like it'll be a circle. We'll keep talking in
We'll
circles.
just keep talking in circles. Yeah.
Because it is what it is. Like, it one thing causes another, and it causes another, and then history repeats.
Yeah.
and-
No, definitely.
We're at the point where we're oversaturated. Because remember, there's a point when there's a bunch of zombie shows, or like a bunch of
Yeah. Like Walking Dead had like 4 side series to it. They still
Yes.
do.
yeah.
But like all that, and like Supernatural had like I think 1 side series that was supposed to like happen, like a
There's a-
prequel to Supernatural, but
Yeah.
didn't happen yet.
And then back then, there was like a bunch of like crime shows.
Yeah. I love crime shows. Criminal
Yeah.
Minds, NCIS.
There were so many.
Yeah.
They were all good
Doctor
because
shows, Grey's
doctor
Anatomy.
shows, doctor dramas,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Doctor dramas, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like they're still here now, but
They are.
They're
It's just
just-
not like,
being overshadowed by superhero stuff.
yeah,
Because action. Everyone can turn off their brains and watch action. Let's be real.
that's us.
But that's all I got before it becomes a big rant.
That's all I got. Comment down
all you got.
below. What's your quality?
Yeah, what do you
Like, everything.
value in a show?
Yeah. Yeah.
What and not just that, like what turns you off once you realize, oh, this is what makes you think the show's bad. I think that's what it is.
What
what's
makes you
good?
cringe?
What's your ick?
Yeah. What's your ick? Please comment.
But if that's it, I'm just gonna close it out.
Yes, go ahead.
Sweet. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, X, Threads, Facebook at NgoVo Convo and NgoVo Convo. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to smash that like button and
Smash it.
smash it. Like that smash button. Easy.
Easy.
Just do it. Save it
Here,
for
I'll do
later.
it. See? Ow, actually hurt.
Can you replay that?
Yeah.
Wait. We have insurance. But yeah, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can just hear
Yeah.
everything. Just do everything.
Yeah,
Click all the
just
buttons
do
down there.
Yeah.
Except the one down here. I think this one's not good.
Yeah, that one's not good.
If you don't like it, hit this one too. It's fine. I think that's how it works. But
No, it is.
let us know how we're doing in the comments. Like we said, tell us what you think is bad, but or good about shows. I don't know. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.